Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 2794 of What's Up Here Now. This is a segment where I document my journey, what's working, what's not working, in my businesses and in my life, right? Might as well share that as well. So you get to know me and I get to know you, and we decide if we even want to hang out together or like each other. I'm thinking about this a lot more these days because I'm building a community on the school platform, and I want it to be different than any of the other communities or groups that I built before. And I'm noticing as I'm building and creating this, I'm actually in the learning stage of, okay, what works, what doesn't on this platform. Because every platform is different, right? Just like each of us are different, every platform out there is different. I don't like to build on platforms that I don't own, but I don't want to own my own platform. I'm 65 years old. I don't want to own my own platform. I don't want to do it. I don't want to work that hard. I don't want to. It's not about working that hard. It's about the older I get, the more I want to have my life flow and be simple and in alignment with who I really am. And it hasn't always been that way, right? So today, our topic we're focusing on spiritual health and well-being in both Supersize Your Business and the Be a Better You Annual Challenge. We're doing one thing every day to be a better human being, a better version of ourselves. And that, to me, helps us to improve and grow and supersize our businesses, our career, our life, our families, our relationships, everything. And today's topic is spiritual lessons learned. So I shared in both those groups at least 10 of my different spiritual lessons learned. And of course, my biggest one that most people probably have not experienced is death isn't final. I had a death experience in 2010. I literally had sudden cardiac arrest and died in one of my businesses, which was a huge wake-up call in and of itself. But of course, it didn't stick because I was lucky enough to have a employee that knew CPR and helped keep me going until the paramedic, who fortunately was having dinner across the street for his anniversary with his wife that night, ran across the street and helped until they could get a jump-starting cardiac device to re-jump my heart. Because of those two people, I'm here today to talk to you. And I did learn throughout that experience, and that experience wasn't just that event. It was then and then going to the hospital and being in a coma for, I guess, 7 to 10 days. Can't remember. I was in a coma. And then all of this stuff that happened after that. I will admit I'm a totally different, I'm the same person, but I'm a totally different person than I was before that happened. Totally different. And I learned a lot of spiritual lessons coming out of that event. I started to look into things that I'd never even considered before. Universal laws, why things happen to us, the power of our thinking and our thoughts. What we put out into the world is what comes back to us. The laws of, the universal laws, whether we believe them or not, they apply to us. Gravity, if we say, I don't believe in gravity, and we jump off a building, what's going to happen? Splat, right? For business, I use, if we throw a piece of equipment off the building and we don't believe in gravity, it's still going to break into a million pieces, and it's probably not going to work anymore, right? So I talked about that, talked about, the golden rule we learn in kindergarten. We're supposed to learn in kindergarten or before kindergarten how to treat people and how to be kind. And that means treating people the way we want to be treated. If we don't want to be talked to meanly or nastily or put down or judged, then we ought not do that to anybody else, right? And then also what we put into the world is what comes back to us. And that's even in the Bible. What you put out into the world comes back to you tenfold. So if you put bad out, guess what's going to happen? I think there's a whole lot of people seeing that right now in the world, at least in America and in American politics. They've been putting bad into the world and putting themselves first in very negative ways by taking advantage of taxpayers and other people. And that's coming back to haunt them. And, I believe we will see that come around. But if you put good into the world, that comes back to you too. Look at the Charlie Kirk memorial yesterday. 90,000 people at that. How many people watched it online? I'd be willing to bet millions, if not tens of millions of people. So, spiritual lessons learned. Think about those today. At least think about what's working for you in your businesses and in your life, and what that has to do with your spiritual essence. I like to think of myself as, a multi-level human being or being, right? There's the little me is the human part that's showing up here in the physical form, etc. And the big me is my soul and my spirit we talked about yesterday. And the infinite bigger version of me, the what's connected to the universe, etc. Again, these are woo-woo topics, might not relate to them, but I certainly do. I also want to invite anybody that's interested to join school, my school community personally right now is Supersize Your Business. I guarantee I'm going to start more than one, but I'm starting there because that's just the easiest one for me to start with, right? It's one that I've been doing for, I don't even know how many years I've been working on Supersize Your Business. Remember Robert Allen's doing coaching on books and being an author and stuff now, and he's been very successful as an author. He's been very successful as everything else too. And I remember being very interested in his infopreneuring part of his program that I was involved in the 1980s, I want to say, early to mid 1980s. But my ex-husband was interested in the real estate stuff, so we got pulled into the real estate things, which is not an industry that is good for my soul. Let's just put it that way. Or at least what we were doing, we were helping people, but it didn't feel good to my soul all the way through. And so I left that industry. I've left several industries that weren't in alignment and harmony with who I really want to be and how I want to show up in the world. All right, I digress. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, go out, make it an amazing day. If you want to be part of my school community, it's free. You just join, and then I will train you on how it works, because it's definitely different than other groups that I've had. I mean, I've had I don't know, between 5,000 and 10,000 plus people in groups here on Facebook before, or on Facebook and LinkedIn and other communities, but they've never been like what I feel like a community should be, right? Where people interact, get to know one another, collaborate with one another, build relationships, form friendships, etc. And that's what I want to create on school. All right, if you want to be a part of that and be free forever, now's the time to get in as a founding member. All you have to do is ask me, and I will send you the invite link. Anyway, have an awesome day. I'm gonna message some people today. I need to commit to messaging some people today that I really want to be a part of that, whether they want to participate a lot or not. I want them to be a part of it and get in at the free stage, because they've meant a lot to me over the years. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll of course be with you tomorrow.